Hello everyone, this is today's math and today's we'll go over AMC 10B, year 2024, problem 6. The problem reads, a rectangle has integer side lengths and an area of 2024. What is the least possible perimeter of that rectangle? So I want you to pause here and try to problem yourself, as always, before we go over the solution. You've done it? That's great. Now we'll go over the solution. So as you see here, we have a pretty simple problem, and it's asking, we have a rectangle here, and it's asking what the least possible parameter is. And again, the area is 2024, and it has integer side lengths. We have to highlight that as well, because that's important. So since it has integer side lengths, we know that we have x and y as the side lengths. X and y both have to be integers. And this makes it our lives much simpler. So we have 2024. We find the prime factorization in 2024 because it has to have integer side lengths, and we're just saying what x and y could be. So again, the prime factorization is 2 to the power 3 times 11 times 23, and we can split this up into x and y, and x and y has to be equal to 2024 or this prime factorization. And we're trying to find the least possible parameter. So if we are trying to find the least possible parameter, this won't work. So x being 1 and y being 2024, we see that the parameter becomes 4050. 4050. That's way too much. So we're trying to make sure that x and y, if we see another example where the numbers are closer together, so we have, let's just say 88 and 23, 88 and 23, x is equal to 88, y is equal to 23, we see that the parameter is much smaller. So we want to make sure that x and y are are closer together in their difference is smaller. So how do we do this? By guessing and checking is not that hard. We see that 44 and 46, x can be 44 or 46, and y can be 44 based on what the value of x is. So it doesn't really matter. So we have x is equal to 44. Let's just put that way. And as you see here, with guessing checking, that is the values of x and y where the difference is the least. So we minimize the parameter. And using that, we have 44 plus 46, and that's just x and y. But again, the parameter is all sides. So all sides. So we're calculating the sum of all sides of that rectangle, and we find out that it's 90 times 2 or 180. So the answer is B. That's the least. So there are some important concepts in this when solving this problem, and you want to keep in mind that we're finding the least possible parameter and that they're integer side lengths. And if we to minimize the parameter, we want to make sure that the difference between both of the integer side lengths are as minimal as possible. So that's how you solve this problem. If there's any problems or concepts you want to go over, please leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. And that's really this math. See you guys in the next one.